Thanks for telling me, somebody.
I was just getting ready to say something.
Right. You're just like Jackie. Oh, I was about to do that.
I have it written right at the top here.
Yeah, I have it written too, and never do it. There you go. But this is great. I think we have how many people here? We have 18 people, and Diane. Rotary model. Please join me by standing, putting your hand over your heart, and we'll repeat the Pledge of Allegiance very slowly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'm gonna ask that everybody mute themselves unless they're talking, because we've got some noise that is kind of annoying, especially when we're trying to have a moment's silence. Thank you. Diane, that's a great new picture you've put in your file there. That's a great one. Thank you so much.
Glad you like that.
Yes, you didn't think I would notice. I think everybody noticed. Well, we're up to 20 people, which is amazing. And somebody else is coming on. I think that's probably Reggie. He's coming on with, Reggie, is that you?
Bill, this is Mary.
Oh, it's Mary. So where are you, Mary? Okay, well, Mary's out there somewhere. I'm going to thank everyone for joining. The meeting is being recorded, and Randy left me some golf cart messages. Let me bring Strand back on. Now, Diane, can I share or do you have to get off for a second?
Sorry, forgot I was on mute. You can do a screen share because I'm not controlling it.
Okay, let's see how it works. This will be a backdrop for my
Call from Penny Pig.
Okay.
Call from Penny Pig.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That is from our meeting, not meeting. Oh, that's the wrong picture. But anyway, that's the golf cart. And some people have asked if we had a picture that we could share. And everybody will get this, and you might use it as you solicit your friends and neighbors and relatives for tickets. Let me look for another picture I have here that, yeah, that one. Now, how do I get that one over there? Well, anyway, we have a picture, and it's of the gang selling tickets Saturday at Strawberry Plaza. And I want to thank everybody for that. A number of us showed up. Al was there. Bill Murphy was there. Rick Hubbard was there. Rick actually kept running up and down stairs from his unit. helping us out. Medi was there. Regina was there. In fact, Regina sold $1,200 worth of tickets. Congratulations, Regina.
Wow.
And Reggie was also there. So thank you to everybody. Now let me get off of share here.
You're not doing a screen
You're not
share.
sharing.
Oh, all right. Then I don't have to get off. It makes it easy. Okay, a few other things that Randy asked me to pass on. There's been a request for specifications, more detail regarding the golf cart itself. Like how many wheels does it have? Does it have a steering wheel? Those sorts of things. They are in the newsletter that Chuck published last week, and I guess you'll do it. I guess you'll keep doing it, right, Chuck?
I'll do it as long as you like. I think one of the things people might like to know is how old the batteries are.
The batteries are 2018. But you know, I think you're in trouble if you're talking about the age of the batteries when you're selling tickets. The reason you want to sell the ticket is one, what? To support Rotary, and that always gets them. And if that doesn't get them, tell them they can turn around and sell the cart for over $4,000. So who cares how many wheels it has or how many seats it has if you can get $4,000? Yeah, Jackie?
Mr. What are you, the president?
Yes, I'm the
I think
president.
people need specific information.
Oh, God.
That doesn't give
Okay.
them what they need.
All right, if they need specific information, Jackie agrees with Chuck, it will be in the newsletter. Or they can call you can call Randy, you can call
I
me.
don't want to extend this, but we're all right here. Do you have that information or not?
Yes,
Well, then pass it on.
it's in the newsletter.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to start our advertising and promotion according to Randy around May 1st. What that means articles in the newspaper. Joan, will you give us a plug?
What he has.
I haven't seen. Hey, Joan, can we like get that picture? Like, you have a few headliners there that you
Can't hear
you favor. Let's favor Rotary. Number one thing when you open up happenings, Rotary. How's that, Joan? Okay. Uh-oh. Somebody has their phone exploded or something. I don't know. So in addition, Randy is looking for 4 volunteers to go up and down Mason Avenue with flyers to put in the windows of the stores. So if you're willing to do that, you only take like an hour or so. Get a hold of Randy, and we will get the flyers to you. Are there and the next big deal? Strawberry Plaza was last Saturday. Mike, you're arranging for us to be at the campgrounds, right?
Correct. That's already been done. We just have to let them know the dates.
Okay. When do you think it'll be?
One of them definitely should be Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
But I think Randy was going to get together, and also Sunset Beach, when we're going to go there.
I don't think he knows yet. And if you're there, Randy, speak up. I guess Randy's not there. Okay. Any questions about the golf cart promotion other than specificity on its characteristics?
Rick, I've been
Hello.
trying to get in touch with you. I have your tickets.
I can handle some here shortly, but we're taking off in basically end of May, 1st of June, be gone.
Yeah, so you'll be selling fast, Rick.
I tried on Saturday.
Those didn't count. Those don't count. You
Yeah,
you
because
gotta
I,
have, you
I
have your
still have
personal
yours.
20, you have your personal 20, and if you choose to help us in our group activities, that's for the good of Rotary. So we all want to do things for the good of Rotary.
Hey, Rick, did you
Yes, sir.
change your phone number and I don't have your email. It kept coming, it got kicked back.
You want the email now?
Sure.
Rick
Well,
Hubbard.
I don't need it really now because I see you here. I just want to know when I can get together with you and give you your tickets.
In town most anytime. Just give me a call on 757 number. 757-617-3101.
617-3101. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, this is a club assembly, so we're doing club business here. Thank you, Stanley. Thank you, Rick. Let's see. Give you an update on service projects. This Saturday, how many will join Bob and Dennis?
Normally.
Okay, raise your hand.
Well, this is for what?
Clean up. Clean up.
I'll
A
be
lot of
there, but I'm
hands.
gonna be there early, Bill, at like 7:30, so I will miss everyone because I've got to go to work.
Tina, that
Yes.
isn't necessary.
No, I don't mind. Olivia and I are gonna come out and just do one section that morning.
Yeah, but you won't have any equipment.
Oh, no, he's gonna meet me and we're gonna get it.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
Got it all planned.
Hey, Tina, you can do my section. I'll stay home.
Tina, that's super, but the whole thing is, working as a team and spirit and, yelling at each other, calling each other names, teasing one another. You're going to miss out on that.
I know.
But I appreciate your coming out early. I think we all do. So
Yeah, absolutely.
let's hear it for Tina.
Hey,
Okay. Bob Church, what's the latest on the fire hydrant? Bob, you're on mute. Okay,
you hear me
now.
now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I talked to the sheriff yesterday, and he said the paint equipment should come in tomorrow at OBS, and he'll let me know when it comes in.
So just around the corner with warm weather, you'll let us
Copy
know,
that.
Bob. Do you think we'll do that during the week or on a weekend?
No, the paint is coming in tomorrow at OBS. Once I get the paint, I'll let you guys know.
When do you plan to schedule it? During the week or on a weekend?
We'll probably do it next week.
During the week.
Yes.
I would
Whatever.
suggest you give us at least the 2-week lead time, because people have to work it into their schedules. This is a really busy group, and if you don't give them a couple of weeks, they'll never be able to fit it in.
Yeah, because I need a list of people that's possible want to participate.
That's right. So we'll have to have a virtual sign-up sheet, just the way you do the highway cleanup. So Bob, thanks again for taking the lead on that, and then we'll circle around and see what's going on with Cape Charles and maybe help them out. It looks like they're already teed up to do that.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Dave Kabler, I believe it was you. I thought I saw Dave come on. Where are you, Dave?
He's not.
Oh,
I'm
Dave.
here.
Okay,
I'm
Dave,
here,
did,
but
did you bring up the charging station in Cape Charles idea last week?
no, that was, didn't Bill, I think Bill Strand might have raised that issue.
Now he's saying no, and Joan said she didn't. Nobody wants to take ownership now. Anyway, we think
Well,
that's a good idea.
It is. That's a good idea. You know, I mean, especially considering what the emphasis that Rotary is placing on the environment. And, you know, our shift to alternative energy, clean energy, you see, is important in our national effort anyway. So I think the two go hand in hand. It would sure drive some good interest in Cape Charles. Oh, I like the idea.
Okay, well, look, what I was looking to do is connect the name with the notion. And since we don't have a name, and Joan is pretty smart on this, and she kind of volunteers, she knows more about it than anybody. Joan, will you share with the Rotary exactly what the story is there and what you know about it and how we might follow it? You're on mute, Joan.
Okay, I became aware of the current plan when I was reading the town manager weekly status reports. And it's not clear to me whether it is a town-funded project or whether it is a Cape Charles Main Street funded project working with the town. But my understanding is that they're going to be putting in at least one charging station. I'm hopeful, they weren't very specific in the minutes. I'm sort of hoping that if they do it not just for golf carts, but also for EVs. So that, because that seems to be the, trend going forward. I can't imagine that it would be free. I would assume that it would be some sort of a ATM-like station where you put in a credit card and you charge your vehicle. And once you're done, you unplug or whatever and clear it, and it'll charge you for whatever their rate is for how long it took you to charge your vehicle. I don't know much more. I was telling Bill when I was on council, which is a couple of years ago, that was one of the things that we were trying to get happen. And at that time, we were talking about putting one in on the auxiliary parking side of the Strawberry Street Plaza. I don't know where they're planning on putting this one. I can find out more if you want and report next week.
Yeah, Joan, I would just like you to monitor what's going on because I think this is the kind of thing we want to be associated with to promote ourselves as a forward-thinking organization. It's consistent with what we're all about. And it's also an opportunity maybe to advertise Rotary. I can just see a little Rotary wheel on each of those stations. And, that's, we got to promote, right?
Well,
So-
no one can do it for us.
If I could throw in a
Thank you,
couple,
Joan.
if I could throw in a couple things on this, charging time depends on the battery capacity of the units, whether it's an electric vehicle or a cart. It also depends on the design of the charging station itself. It could take from 2 hours to 8 hours to fully charge a set of batteries. So again, it all depends on the battery sizes as well as the charging station design. So if somebody's going to park it there and go do some shopping or sightseeing, that's one thing. But if they're expecting like a gas station, drop in 10 minutes, fill your tank up and go, it's not going to work for that.
Yeah, I think anybody who owns a golf cart knows that sad story.
Yeah.
Golf carts are a pain in the butt. Now, don't tell anybody that as you're selling your tickets, but they're not. They look nice, but when they were going down the road, it's great. But there's a lot with maintaining it.
Actually,
Diane, are you there, Diane?
hey, Bill,
Yes.
that's only true for battery powered golf carts.
Oh, don't brag,
Thank you,
Joan.
thank you.
Gas powered the whole summer.
Joan has a gas golf cart. Only the best for Joan Natale. She can go on the highway. I saw her on 64 the other day in her golf cart.
We could put one of those wind turbines on top of the canopy of the cart. That way you're constantly charging as you're driving it around.
What an idea. Diane,
Yeah.
you have been leading the effort on the Cape Charles Museum caboose project. Can you give us an update?
Yes, it'll be a very short one. We paused the project last year because of the pandemic and the museum was closed and, all of that. So Mike has reached out to me to let me know that they're interested in resuming the project. So I will be calling a committee meeting so we can reactivate. Some of the questions that we had last year still have not been answered. So, we'll have some decisions to make, about how we'd like to proceed. I'll mention one thing in particular is funding. Um, when we last were talking, we had been told that Home Depot was going to provide the supplies and materials that we would need for the work. And we have since learned that that is not going to be the case. I really don't know what happened with that, but I was told, Mike told me that that is not the case. So funding, is going to be a big question mark. I don't know that the museum has funds set aside. I suspect they don't. And I don't know that they have plans in place for acquiring funds. So we'll have quite a bit to talk about in our meeting in terms of, what we're able to do and what we'd like to communicate back to the museum. But I'll be calling a committee meeting so we can have that conversation and, see where it goes from there.
Thanks, Diane. I'm really pleased that we have so many things cooking. And that's what we're all about. And we're gonna probably have to make some hard decisions on what we can do versus what we can't. And we'll always make that, a decision that the membership makes. Tina, can you tell us about the prom?
Yes, so if you guys are not aware, it came down from the state superintendent that Virginia schools are not allowed to have prom. So the parents have gotten together and we are going to do a private prom that has no affiliation with Northampton County Public Schools. And I did call and confirm that today, Bill. So the school, I spoke to Bill a little bit earlier today, and so the school is not able, because it's not an affiliated with the school, they're not able to help us in terms of funding from what was raised last year for this year's prom. So we, as a group of parents, are tasked with raising the money to, to have this prom. So we've got a location at Indiantown Park set for Friday, June the 4th. Of course, we've got to secure a tent and DJ and table and chairs and, liability insurance and waivers. And there's a whole slew of things to get this going. And so we've got a GoFundMe page on Facebook, as well as we've had several businesses in Cape Charles that have already donated to us as well. Cash donations, and then we're also doing giveaways for the students. And so I just kind of really would like to ask Rotary for their support for, Northampton kids.
Okay, who thinks this is a good idea for our Rotary Club to help the high schoolers?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think it's a great idea. And I'm glad everybody else thinks that's an idea too. What we will do, Tina, is because we're between business meetings for the board, we will have a a electronic board meeting on this question. And we'll get back to you, but I think the membership would be very disappointed if our board did not support our youngsters.
Bill, it's David. Can I mention something about this?
Absolutely, David.
My grandson is a graduate. He's graduating from Nandua, and they're doing the same thing up in Nandua.
Yep.
And they have a GoFundMe page, which I responded to and shared on my Facebook page, and so honestly, just to start the ball rolling, I'd be glad to commit to $50 right here. In other words, I'm thinking that you don't necessarily need the board of directors to take it from the club's general fund, but what if our membership, each person that wanted to contribute could make a pledge like we do on our Happy Dollars? Maybe for this meeting and next meeting, we could have an opportunity for members to make a pledge, and you don't have to run it through the board of directors. You don't have to wait for that to make a decision, because prom is fast approaching, and they need a commitment as soon as possible. So I wanted to make that suggestion.
I think it's a good one. And I think what we'll do is both, David, because the electronic decision by the board can be done this afternoon. But in addition to that, I like the idea of when we do our Happy Dollars, you can designate them to the prom fund. Now that's extra work for Paul, but Paul's up to it, right, Paul?
Well, it's extra work for Randy too, because Randy's the one that puts together the bills for the Happy Dollars. And
oh, okay.
You
know what? You know what? I think that maybe, David, what we ought to do is go to the Rotary's going to give you some money, Tina. Don't worry about that. But I encourage everybody to go to your GoFundMe page and make their personal one in lieu of a Happy Dollar kind of thing. Okay. And the money will get there faster and quicker. So what's the name of your GoFundMe page?
So I will share.
Can I ask a question before we go to the
share
GoFundMe page?
Hold on. Reggie has a question.
Yep.
Yes. With the GoFundMe page, how much of it goes directly to the cause versus how much does GoFundMe get?
So that's one thing that I was going to mention is, so GoFundMe charges you a 2.9% credit card fee. So that's the fee.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And there might be an option in there.
Yeah, you
get to be covered by the individual that's donating.
And it's just so convenient.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so what's the name?
And let me look. I'm going to look it up for you right now, Bill, on my handy dandy device here.
Tina, can you put it in the chat?
I don't know. How about I just email it to everyone, the link?
That'd be
great.
great.
Do that, right?
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what you do, Tina? I have the distribution list. Send it to me, and I'll send it to everyone.
Perfect. Thanks, Bill.
Okay, let's help these kids out.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, they're our kids. I mean, you have a biological kid, but they're all our kids, and we have to support them. So thank you so much on that.
That's $48.55.
Jackie's figured it out, and you can pay that, Jackie.
I'll get it out of my savings, Bill.
Okay. We're in rare form today. Stram is just shaking his head. All right. Oh, Chuck, anything on cemeteries you want to share?
Well, as I ride by the Bellevue Cemetery, which is the one that's under under reconstruction, I guess you could call it. They're just about done, I think. And I rode by there a couple days ago on my bike, and I wanted to stop and talk to Carla. She was there, her and Glenn, but they were busy talking to several other folks, and I didn't want to jump in between them. I trying to hook her and Glenn up to Drew Gruber, who we had talked to us
Yeah.
about Civil War trails, and see. Drew said he'd be very interested in meeting with them to possibly put up a nice historical marker sign and to meet with Carla and get their story. So I'm trying to hook them up. And I've sent emails to Carla. She's not responding. So she's probably thinking it's some kind of spam message. So I'm going to ride my bike today. And if I see her there, I'm going to stop and talk with her and see if I can get her and Drew hooked up to get some publicity and also a historical marker put there. Meanwhile, I'm doing some research on the people on the tombstones, the names, and I have found several that were indeed Union veterans. All the people I've researched so far are African-American people. So we have Union veterans in the middle of a Confederate state. So there's a lot of interesting aspects to this, at least to me. And I think, again, that's something Drew Gruber would really latch onto and want to get the word out. So my hope is to get some publicity for this. Also, there's a cemetery up supposedly on Cobb's Station Road that I'm trying to get where it's at. I know Tom Godwin said he knows where it's at. And Carla said she did too. I can't find it. So it's got to be off the road some distance where I can't see it. So I'm still trying to do that as well. And if we can get that, maybe that's something we take care of.
Yeah, Chuck, I think you and Medi are doing a tremendous job of connecting with the community and changing the notion that we're just some kind of stuffy club. We really do get involved in the community for the good of the community, networking, building relationships. That's service as well, I think. And I'm really, and not just me, but the club is so proud of the two of you for taking the initiative. There are a lot of other things that you could be doing, I know, but you've chosen to do this and represent Rotary so well.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
Bill, excuse me, but can I make another suggestion for a project we could get involved in?
Yeah.
CB's has this fall bike ride, and they bring in like 800 bikers or something, and they need a lot of help. And I got to tell you, there's a partnership just made to order for us to not only support the project, but it might be an opportunity to get our name out there, especially in support of something that is environmentally friendly, like that bike ride they have. But I think if somebody from the board would reach out to Donna Boza.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
They have a director, and let's start a partnership with them.
Yeah, particularly that one, because I used to work with a neighbor on that bike ride every year, putting up signs, sweeping roads on corners. And I kind of miss that. And this is right up your alley, Chuck.
Yes, it is.
And Al and the CBs do good. Don and I are good pals, so I will, see what we can do in strengthening a relationship or forming a relationship between our club and them. Great idea, David.
I've made that ride a number of times myself, and even on the day of the ride, they man up some lunch some stops, about every 12 miles or 15 miles on a 100-mile ride. They have a lunch place where people serve up some food and snacks and things to eat. So it goes from before, like Bill said, even painting on the road, the mileage signs and stuff like that, and preparing maps. But even on the day of the bike ride itself, the volunteers are sorely needed.
Always looking for opportunities to put on our t-shirts and our hats and advertise Rotary.
Great idea, David.
In relation to advertising the Rotary, I was looking at the presence of the Cape Charles Rotary on the internet, and we do have a Facebook page, but it's not updated. The last update there was last year. So I wonder who is in charge of the Facebook page and also the website.
Jim Rich volunteered to take on the website, and he hasn't delivered yet, but you know, we don't have a website, so that's in Jim's space. Chuck has been trying to keep up with Facebook, but I think what we'll do is hand that over to Jim and let him do that as well, because they go hand in glove. So that is not something that we're doing the best at, Medi, but we've got a plan. And we got
because many other Rotary clubs, for example, I was researching the Rotary Club presence in Facebook. I came across the Wake Forest Rotary Club, and they have a really very active presence in the Facebook page, and have published their activities well. And so when you go to their page, you can learn everything about them. And I think it would be nice for our page to represent us in that way too.
That is certainly my goal. That is certainly my goal. And I'm going to pass that goal on to Chuck in a few months. But that is probably one of the most important things we can do, is catch up with the world electronically. Even though a lot of us don't Facebook, I think we all recognize the value of social media. Paul, I would like you, in the context of COVID, lead a discussion around returning to the Cape Charles Coffee House. It's on you, Paul.
Well, first of all, just a quick kind of summary of where we are on the Eastern Shore and in the area in general. If you look at the last 4 weeks, where the lines as far as instance of COVID are pretty much steady in Virginia and on the Eastern Shore and Virginia Beach, etc. There've been a few little ups and downs. But over the past 4 weeks, we're kind of, there's sort of an equilibrium between the variants, which have become the dominant strains, particularly the UK variant, and the rate of vaccination, which seems to be kind of holding it where it is and not letting it get any worse. It's still at a pretty high level. For example, there were still 7 new cases in Northampton County last week, and 5 of those were in Cape Charles. So we haven't won the battle yet, but I think the end is sort of within sight. If we can just keep people, keep adding to the number of vaccinated people, and somehow deal with the people that are resistant to getting the vaccination, then we can achieve herd immunity. And I hope that'll happen within, the next few months. So given that potential scenario, maybe we can think about returning to the coffee house, maybe late summer. And then we should decide whether we only vaccinated people should come, which would make the people that do come more comfortable. So I think there's still some unknowns that we just have to see how things go in the next several weeks before we can really make a decision.
Let's weigh in, folks.
And it's not that, I'll just add, it's not that when you're vaccinated, you're immune to getting COVID. The CDC did put out some numbers within the last week. There's a fairly substantial number of people in the United States that have gotten COVID that have been fully vaccinated, and 7% of those that got, as I recall, COVID got sick enough to require hospitalization, and around 1% of the people that got COVID, even though they were fully vaccinated, died. So you're not immune to a bad result, although if you look at the numbers, you've reduced your risk of getting COVID by more than 90% compared to the rest of the population. So I think it's fairly safe for people that all have been vaccinated to get together and unmask and eat. Again, it'll be something we'd want to poll the members of the club as to how many feel comfortable about resuming meetings in person, and should we only allow people that have been fully vaccinated, et cetera.
Comments?
Yes. Call me.
Anybody will?
How many are allowed now to gather indoors?
Yes.
Don't recall off the top of my head.
I think it's 50.
50.
That sounds about right.
Well, Coffee House, of course, have been serving people, and our Mahjong group is resuming there this Wednesday. And we usually have about 8 to 16 people playing.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think it's a little confusing what the CDC puts out. I mean, they tell you you must get vaccinated. That's the safe thing to do. Then at the same time, they come back and say, well, vaccinations don't mean that you're immune, which then makes the people who didn't want to get a vaccination say, what's the point of me getting a vaccination?
Well, reducing your risk by more than 90% is pretty substantial.
Well, people who don't want the vaccination look at it and say, there's no point in getting the vaccination if I'm not fully immune. So this whole thing just keeps feeding back on itself. People who don't want the vaccination are getting the ammunition to say, there's no point in me getting it. There are times I wish they would put out one message and then stop and just stop changing things and confusing people and giving people a reason not to get a vaccination.
Let me refocus everybody on the question. Do we and when do we go back to the coffee house?
Bill, I think part of that equation, by the way, I like Paul's suggestion that maybe by late summer.
Yeah.
But I think part of the equation there is we would need to check with Roberta or Marshall Jr. and find out how they feel about that. Because I know there have been some staffing issues, not only there, but in a lot of places around town. They may not feel like they can even accommodate us to say we wanted to go back to 1st of June. We should probably get a feel from them if and when we might be able to get back to our regular Tuesday meeting. And I don't know if that would be Roberta or if that would be Marshall Jr., because I'm not sure how she's doing yet, whether she's sort of fully in charge again or not.
When I talked to her about 2 weeks ago, for her birthday, she was anxious that we come back. Now, I can understand that, but again, if it's practical or safe is another question. But she seems to want us back in a hurry.
Bill,
Yeah,
when
go
you
ahead.
when you talk, when you talked to Roberta, Bill, did she indicate that she might be coming back? Because I heard that she's going to be on oxygen
Not
for how
soon.
long?
She's still on oxygen. Joan, you have the latest?
She is still on oxygen and she has an appointment with the pulmonologist next week. And then she'll get the report on how the tests that she took 2 weeks ago, what the results of those tests were and what she can be doing going forward. So we have to wait until next week.
Okay. Any other?
Why don't we table this until, let's say tentatively September?
What do you mean table it?
As opposed to summer? Going back.
I thought you meant table the discussion. You'd like to push it back further than late summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it could be an ongoing discussion at board meetings. So.
Yeah, I think we should continue to. I don't want to table the subject.
Yeah, if all of a sudden we see a peak during the summer and a lot of people vacationing here, we may want to push it out further. So we just need to keep an eye on things. I think it's a good idea what Paul said. Wait at least through the middle of the summer. Let's see if we get another peak or not, or things have leveled out or even hopefully dropped a little bit.
I think they need to drop before we go back.
Yeah.
Because things are still at too high a level.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think this has been great. And we'll keep the
people are vaccinated in this meeting who've gotten their vaccination.
Oh, Jackie has a question. Jackie, you can ask yourself.
Oh, I'm so shy. I was wondering if we could get an indication of how many folks here in this meeting have been vaccinated.
Can't hear the question very well.
Jackie's on.
How many? Who has not been vaccinated? Tina, because she's a baby. But it's okay now, Tina. Everybody can. So everybody's pretty much been shot up. The question is, what do we do with that? And I think as Stanley has suggested, we just keep talking about it, but not be in a hurry. Joan.
I remember a couple of years ago, I don't think it was last year, the Rotary had an outdoor lunch in the park.
Yeah, we sure did.
Maybe we could schedule an outdoor lunch in the summertime if the numbers go down. We could do it at the harbor or at the park.
That's a great idea.
We could have them cater it again.
We should have an outdoor meeting this summer. Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a lot of effort, Joan, but it's worth it, and we'll plan for that. So now, since last week we skipped Happy Dollars, we got to get it in. So Diane?
Thought we were doing GoFundMe instead.
No, we still do Happy Dollars. Happy Dollars!
Hey!
Happy Dollars. We got about 6 minutes worth of Happy Dollars. And there's John Burtis first. There he is.
Oh, the guilt dollars.
Yeah, I've missed a few meetings, but I'm going to put up $20. Sela's nephew plays football for a high school called Lord Botetourt. They've been in the state playoffs many years in a row. They're in it again. So I'm going to miss the trash cleanup. Unfortunately, they're playing in Roanoke on Saturday. So that's for their success and for his scholarship to play at a small college football after he finishes high school.
That's
For
great.
$20.
Thank you, John.
Mhm.
Who else? $1 will do. You got to be happy.
Bill, I want to give a happy $10 because Olivia committed to JMU.
Wow.
So that's exciting. So I'm going to officially be an empty nester in the fall.
Boy.
Oh, I'll give one happy
Well,
dollar.
hold on. I have a question. Gary's what year now?
Gary's a sophomore. He'll be a junior in the fall. And then Taylor is a junior and will be a senior in the fall.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, 3 kids in college.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So Jackie, you have $1?
Yes, I have a happy dollar. My niece has committed to NYU. Happy dollar for her.
We're happy for you. Thank you, Jackie. I would think
Full
that would be worth
scholarship. Full scholarship.
full scholarship. That's worth more than $1, Jackie.
I have $5 happy dollars. My granddaughter is graduating next month from college, and I'm happy that she is going to graduate soon.
Thank you, Meddy. Got a few more minutes here.
I have
Regina.
I have five happy dollars because of my niece. My niece just moved out of Seattle downtown, and she and her husband and baby have got a house now in Kirkland. So now they're in a big house, and they're very happy.
Very
All right,
good.
let's get some more men in here.
Thank you, Regina. Okay. Bill Murphy has raised his hand.
Yeah, Bill, I've got 5 happy dollars. I'm happy with the way the golf cart raffle is going so far, and a really great job that Randy's done organizing it, and everybody has chipped in to get tickets distributed, publicity. This has been, to my notion, one of the best organized, best run things we've ever done. And it looks like it's going to be a great success. So I've got $5. I'm very happy about that.
Thank you, Bill. Bill, you're absolutely right, right about being well organized and a tremendous success. I expect we're going to go over $10,000 on this.
No.
Those are big numbers for little kid from the south side of Chicago. Okay, I am happy because I'm kind of sad too. We're only going to have one more meeting with Murphy, knowing he is in town. Murphy is leaving at the, some of you might not be around next week to say farewell. So Bill, you drive safely, come end of the month in your trek to San Diego. And I'm happy for you in that respect to the tune of $5.
Thank you, Bill. I'm going to check in along the way, and I'll definitely, come in for some of the meetings while I'm out there. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, don't forget us, Bill.
No, I won't. No,
Don't forget
you can't forget this bunch.
Don't forget about the time change.
No, I remember that.
Bill is going to be happy too in August, happier, because I'm going away and he'll be here by himself.
Jack, I'm going to be so sad.
I know.
Party time.
Can I add some more happy dollars for that? Is it too late? I miss you, Jackie, already.
Everybody's going to miss you, Jackie.
I'm zooming though.
Oh, she said she's going to zoom in. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but we're not going to be able to keep Bill under control with you gone, Jack.
All right. Well, look, it's been a great meeting. And another reason for all of us to be happy is at one point we had 24 people online, which is a new record. And probably the best idea out of this meeting was Jones for us to have another outdoor celebration sometime this summer. And I'm really looking forward to that. So Diane, With regard to what we think, say, and do, 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendship? 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And Stanley,
Will we have fun?
Yes. Well, we have fun.
we'll see you next week, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Uh-uh.
Betty, I want to see you.
Bye-bye.